You know how they always say that some things are best left alone, that some doors should never, ever be opened? Well, this is a story about what happens when simple, childish curiosity picks that lock. We're diving into a tale about a game that promised a connection to another world, but ended up delivering an absolute nightmare.
So, what really happens when a game turns deadly? It sounds like the plot of a horror movie, right? But for the two brothers in this story from Horror Tales, this wasn't happening on some screen. We're going to look at what happens when a game that was supposed to be a bit of fun becomes a horrifying fight to survive.
Okay, let's meet our main players. Two brothers, Piyush and Kabir, and their whole story, this entire spiral into chaos, it all starts with one single, really bad decision, bringing something into their home that was about to tear their lives apart.
And right here, this is the perfect storm. On one hand, you've got 13-year-old Piyush. He's stubborn, he's a little mischievous, and he's the one who gets his hands on a Ouija board. And on the other side, his older brother, Kabir, who's already on edge from watching scary videos. For Piyush, this is just too good an opportunity to pass up.
And this is the moment it all goes wrong. Piyush calls his brother out, basically saying, "You're too scared to play." Such a classic little brother move, right? But it totally works. Kabir's pride is on the line, and with that one little taunt, he agrees. He decides to play the game.
So, the stage is set. Imagine it, a dark room, just a few candles flickering, and these two brothers placing their hands on the planchette. They're about to knock on a door, and they have absolutely no idea what is waiting on the other side to answer.
Now, like any game, this one has rules. They seem pretty simple, right? Keep your hands on the little heart-shaped piece. Don't take them off. But the last rule is the most important one. You have to say goodbye to close the connection. And that one little detail is about to become a very, very big deal.
So they're sitting there, and for what feels like forever, nothing happens. They're just about to call it quits, thinking the whole thing is a joke. And then it moves. Not a little twitch, but a slow, deliberate slide across the board. It lands on H, and the two of them just freeze.
Then it glides over to E. Instantly, they start accusing each other. "You're pushing it." "No, you are." But you can tell that playful skepticism is just melting away, and this cold, real fear is starting to creep in.
Next, it moves to L. The movement feels stronger now, more sure of itself. The idea that this is just a prank is completely gone. They both know something or someone is actually talking to them.
And then a second L. The brothers just lock eyes. You can imagine that moment, right? The air gets thick. The reality of what they've done just crashes down on them. They've actually done it. They've made contact.
And finally, it lands on O. The word is spelled out H-E-L-L-O. And that one simple, friendly greeting just hangs there in the air, confirming their absolute worst fear. They are not alone in that room anymore.
So just as they've opened this terrifying new channel of communication, something happens. There's an interruption. And in that one moment of pure panic, they make a mistake, a fatal one.
They hear a voice calling their names. It's their mom. They're completely startled, terrified they're about to get caught. And they do what any kid would do. They panic. They blow out the candles, scramble, abandon the game completely, and just run to their rooms.
And right there, that's it. That is the catastrophic mistake. In their rush to not get in trouble with their mom, they forgot the one single most important rule of the game. They never said goodbye.
See, by not saying goodbye, they didn't just end a conversation awkwardly. It was more like they invited someone into their house and then just left the front door wide open. And the guest they had just invited, well, it was now free to make itself at home.
And the fallout from that one broken rule? It's immediate, and it is absolutely horrifying. The game might be over, but the real terror, well, that's just getting started. Later that night, their mom hears a little voice at her door. She thinks it's Piyush, saying he's scared and wants to sleep in her room. So she opens the door. But it's not him. It's the thing they summoned, and it's using her son's voice like a key to get into the room and into her body.
What happens next is just brutal. The father wakes up and sees his wife, Ragini, just sitting on the edge of the bed, not moving, just staring. Before he can even ask what's wrong, the thing wearing his wife's face attacks him, and it kills him.
But the entity isn't satisfied, not even close. With the father gone, it turns its attention to the rest of the family.
The house that was once their home is now its personal hunting ground. Kabir is the next one to see his mother, and he immediately knows something is terribly wrong. He sees the state she's in, and in that horrifying moment of realization, he screams this warning to his little brother. Can you imagine having to tell your brother that the person who looks like your mom isn't your mom anymore? In the middle of all this chaos, Kabir has one last desperate idea. Their only hope is to destroy the thing that started it all. He yells at Piyush to find the Ouija board and burn it, hoping, praying that it'll sever the connection for good. But it's just too late. As Piyush is trying to destroy the board, their possessed mother closes in on them. They make a break for the front door, but it won't budge. It's jammed shut. They are completely and utterly trapped inside with their father's body and a monster wearing their mother's face.
And that's really the grim lesson of this whole story, isn't it? It was a mistake. Yeah, it was born out of panic. They didn't mean for it to happen. But as the story says, some forces out there, they don't care about your intentions. A rule was broken. And in a game like this, the price for that mistake was the end of their entire family.
So it leaves you with this one final, really unsettling thought. The story of Piyush and Kabir is this chilling, cautionary tale about what can happen when you mess with things you don't understand. And it really makes you wonder, are some mysteries better left alone? Are some doors truly meant to stay closed forever?